Hey guys, before we dive into the show, I wanted to tell you about the perfect trailer queue blueprint, which is 100% free and you can download it right now over at thetrailermusicschool.com/blueprint. Now, this blueprint will help you to completely understand the structure of trailer music, how to build tracks that will be more licensable and have more impact and capture the right people's attention. So whenever you start writing a cue, make sure you've got this blueprint to hand and you can use it to help speed up your process, feel more confident that you've crafted a well-structured trailer cue before you send it off to that publisher or editor or supervisor. Okay, let's get into the episode.
One man, one microphone, and one medium-sized coffee. Welcome to the Trailer Music Composers Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Trailer Music Composers Podcast. This one's kind of, I say it's a housekeeping episode, but I'm not really sure what that means. It sounds good though. As I'm sure you've become aware by the title, this is kind of like a mini announcement. So those of you who are fans of my work, again, sounds like it's got lots of grandeur and whatnot, but it doesn't really. Those of you who listen to my show regularly and know the stuff I do will know that I write under a pseudonym. Pretty much most of the stuff I do is under a pseudonym. And that pseudonym is Richard Schrieber. Hey, that's me. And actually over the years I've kind of gotten used to the name. I grew very fond of it, hence keeping it. And this isn't uncommon for musicians and composers to work under other names, artist names. You know, I think normally the most common sort of approach is to write under a cool-sounding artist name. And I have to say, Richard Schrieber, you know, sorry to my family, but sounds cooler than Richard Prynne, which is my actual name. So how did this all come about? Me writing under a pseudonym. So it's kind of like the same with most artist approaches. There was an exclusivity thing in place with one company, and it wasn't as me as a composer. It was under the name I was writing. So I figured, hey, I can legally write under another artist name for other companies. And that's exactly what I did. In fact, at one point, I had about 4 pseudonyms on the go, all of them Richard somethings, which was very confusing. You know, I couldn't have come up with a cooler name like, I don't know, Dick Lightning, although that's... Can't believe I said that. That's awful. Richard Lightning would be better, but, you know, I couldn't have come up with something, maybe like... Nolan Lightning, something like that. Nolan Thunder. You know, I couldn't have come up with a cool name like that. No, I had to stick to my first name. I think this harks back to my inability to come up with cool names when playing video games. So my brother, he's 3 years older than me. He was always much cooler than me at coming up with great names for his characters. You know, Doctor something. You know, but as if it was actually a Marvel comic character. And all I could ever think of was Dude. Like all my actual name. I really panicked when it came to coming up with names. You know, like I used to play this game called Uni Rally, where you obviously name your unicycle. It was a unicycle racing game, and it sounds as awesome as it was. And, you know, all of my unicycles were called Dude. And then I was like, this is great. And then obviously I rode the wave of dudedom. You know, like when Dude, Where's My Car came out, and the guys at South Park, you know, with basketball, you know, that whole scene where they say dude, and that's the whole dialogue is just dude. Amazing. So I felt quite at home with it. Anyway, I'm kind of digressing, but the point is, I wasn't ever great at coming up with like wicked sounding pseudonyms. That being said, I think Richard Schrieber was an entirely appropriate pseudonym for what I was doing, you know, Richard Writer. Although those keen-eyed beans in the audience will notice that it's not spelt like the traditional German spelling of Schreiber. It's the I and E are the wrong way around. That comes back to, it's my wife's maiden name, Schrieber. So that comes back to her German ancestry coming over to the UK and the name being spelt wrong when they came into customs to declare themselves. I don't know how that worked back in the dark centuries ago. Anyway, so Richard Schrieber was born and created, and at the time, it was great because I was working under all these different names with lots of different companies. It was awesome. And then as time kind of progressed, I did the old 80-20 principle thing where I was like, okay, well, most of my money is coming from Elephant, which is Richard Schrieber. So I'm just going to ditch everyone else, and not ditch everyone else, but just basically focus my 20% of energy on my 80% of my output. Damn it. It didn't seem windy when I first started recording this, so I apologise in advance. Anyway, and, I started that, when did I do? Richard Schrieber was born, 10 years ago? And today is the day I kind of announce that I'm no longer using that pseudonym, because I don't have to. And it's very confusing for me, having to have multiple Facebook and Instagram and emails and YouTube channels, multiple, just for the sake of having a pseudonym. I didn't have to do any of that. But then, obviously, because I launched the Trailer Music School, I got to this point where I was like, well, would it make sense for Richard Schrieber to be the one that's known for the Trailer Music School, because he's the one that lands all the trailers? And then, obviously, I got into some weird kind of like character dichotomy that my alter ego was more successful than my actual self, even though they were both me. It's very, very meta, So, yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm stepping out of the pseudonym closet, as it were, to go back to my original writing name, my actual birth name, Richard Prynne. Because also this ties in with a lot of other stuff. I want to simplify so much more. I don't have to have a pseudonym. I wrote books. This sounds, again, I'm not blowing my own trumpet or anything, but I wrote books under my name, Richard Prynne, and then kind of saying, hey guys, I wrote this book on, it's like a little self-improvement workbook thing. You might like it. Yes, Rich Prynne, that is me. I know it's not Richard Schrieber. And then, for instance, my email, although the name comes up as Schrieber, it's actually Prynne on the email address, and it's all very confusing. So it's about me simplifying my life a lot more. And I guess reaching a phase of self-acceptance. I'm sure there is some other layers of this. But I just wanted to let you guys and my audience know, just in case you noticed that the host was no longer Richard Schrieber, it's still me. It's still me. It's just my actual name. And, yeah, do you know what? I'm really excited about it because it feels like it's like a weight lifted off my mind. I can finally embrace my own success as my own name. Because also the other thing is, like, people Google me. If they meet me and they say, oh, what do you do? I go, oh, I do this. They Google me and they're like, I can't see anything. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. That's because it's another name. So, yeah, my YouTube channel will still be there. It'll just be Richard Prynne rather than Richard Schrieber. This podcast will still be there, except it'll be hosted by me, Richard Prynne, rather than my more successful and confident and better-looking alter ego, Richard Schrieber. I'm going to miss the guy, but at the same time, I'm totally looking forward to the simplification and, one-pointedness. So, yeah, I don't think you guys have any questions, but what I'm going to ask of you is, a couple of months back, I noticed I got a bunch of new reviews on iTunes for this show, which was so nice. So you know who you are. So I just want to say thank you very much for taking that, 2 minutes out of your day to write those reviews. It means a lot to me because, I generally don't get direct feedback from this, and I generally try and avoid social media, which I know, in this day and age is a bad thing, but for my mental health, it's a great thing. But I have noticed there have been some reviews popping up. So thank you very much to those of you who have taken the time to do a review. And I just want to say, if you haven't yet given me a review, I would absolutely love you to sit down, grab a drink, just type what you like about this show. Give it obviously I'm going to say give it a 5-star rating, but no, I'm going to say it. Give it a 5-star rating. Tell everyone why they should listen to it and how it's helped you. I would appreciate it so very much. So very much. Because do you know what? It means that this podcast gets found more easily. It means that there's social proof so that people who are looking for it can find it and enjoy it more. Well, no, that's not true. They wouldn't enjoy it more because there's reviews, but they would be likely to enjoy it because they would read the reviews of this show and go, oh, this sounds like a great idea. Thank you. Some exciting news coming up too. There will be more courses coming up in the Training Music School's courses library. Some of you may have noticed that I have started finally uploading my inventive instruments. About 5 of them up there, but I've chucked the bundle up. I did do a big promotion of it when I launched it. I say launched it when I sent an email a couple of weeks back. And it's been really well received so far, so thanks, guys. So, Schrieber's, I wouldn't say he's been demoted, but he has, Schrieber has left the building. But I want to say Prinmeister, but, the old P. Rin, he's back in town. It's really funny what you say to yourself when you're making a podcast by yourself, trying to make myself laugh whilst doing the podcast. Anyway, like I said, guys, I would so love you to leave a review of the show. I really appreciate it. I know there are a lot of you who do enjoy the show and get a lot from it, because I see it on the odd occasion when I go into the social medias. For instance, I didn't stumble. It's the only thing that appears on my Facebook feed is the Training Music Composers Support Group, or the Training Music Support, I forget what it's called, sorry Cody, which is an amazing group, and it's filled with some amazing people who take a lot of time out of their day to help, which I hugely respect. And that was another reason I'd post on there and no one would know it was me because I was posting as Richard Prynne. I was like, who's this guy? That's me, it's Richard Schrieber, honestly, I'm not pretending. Anyway, yeah, I saw some people had said how much the show had helped them, which completely made my day. So for those of you out there who has helped, please take a moment just to leave a review. There's a lot of pleases in today's show. I think I'm just trying to pad it out so that it's not like a 3-minute episode. Anyway, you're absolute legends. I've got a lot in store for you coming up. In fact, I got to interview one of my heroes. And I think you guys are going to really, really, really love it. It's coming up. Not now, right now, but it will be coming out soon. Once I get my act together. Right. Take care, guys, and I will see you in the next episode.
Amazing.